Okay, Mr. Essay. I say, prepare to be written.
Essay writing isn't so easy, especially when you want it done quickly, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. Hello everyone, I'm Ariel and today I'm going to be showing you how to write high quality essays quickly. If you ever found yourself googling how can I write this research paper ASAP or how can I write an essay in 2 hours and never found a solution, hopefully this video will help you out. So of course this comes with its pros and cons. When writing fast, you may not leave enough time for editing and proofreading, and this may lead to not a very good essay or maybe just a satisfactory grade. And when you're looking at the time and you see that the deadline is coming closer and closer, it may add a lot of pressure, and then that pressure can hinder the creative thinking, it hinders the creative process, and this can turn out to be destructive for your essay. And when you're in a rush, the time that you spend on each part of the paper may be wrongly proportioned. So you may be writing 3 paragraphs, they have 10 long sentences, and then you have this one paragraph with only 3 sentences. So when you're writing in a rush, it may also affect the essay structure. Now for the pros, once you learn how to write a good essay fast, you'll always be on time. Whether it's under exam conditions or a teacher just gave you an essay due the next day, you will always be on time once you master this. And it will of course improve your time management skills. Now the first thing you need to do is get rid of distractions and plan your time. So you have an essay due at midnight, now isn't the time to be scrolling through TikTok or waiting on that text back. One of the main reasons why you can't get that essay done quickly is because of the constant distraction. You can reduce these distractions by setting up an ideal workspace. So this could be in a location that minimizes auditory and visual distractions, unless you're a person who enjoys a little background noise. And of course you can remove the unnecessary items from your workspace, especially electronic devices. And of course you can install those study apps on your phone. Some of them would block certain apps that are distracting, or they'll prevent you from using your phone, like the forest app, which grows trees while you're studying, and you won't have access to your phone for a set period of time. And of course the old reliable would be to put your phone on D&D or just simply silent. Now when it comes to planning your time, it's crucial that you distribute the time spent on each part of the essay according to the amount of time that you have left. So for example, you may only have 2 hours to write an essay. You can spend the first 10 to 15 minutes figuring out a topic, as well as coming up with the plan or the outline for the essay. It's important that you jot down the first idea that comes to mind. Usually people like to ignore that first idea because they just don't think it's good enough, and they spend the next 30 minutes trying to find something different or something so unique, and they end up coming back to that initial idea anyway. So usually that first idea is the one that you're more familiar with, therefore it's easier to write on. So you save a lot of time when you just go with the first thing that pops up. So of course most of the time will be spent on the body paragraphs. For the conclusion, you really should not take more than 10-15 minutes. At this point you're just summarizing, you're not introducing any new points, you're not using any references. It's just very repetitive at this point. And always leave that extra 10 minutes for editing and proofreading. In order to write an essay fast, you need to learn how to conduct research even faster. So when it comes to conducting research, you want to find information that's going to support your claim. So you want specific information and not just general concept. The perfect tool to use for this is Google Scholar. Now this provides a simple way to search for scholarly literature. So from one place you can search across many disciplines and sources like articles, theses, books, and even court opinion. There are also many ways to navigate Google Scholar in order to save time and search effectively. So for example, instead of searching like full sentences, you can type in keywords. So for example, instead of typing how does light therapy or phototherapy help with depression, you could just search phototherapy, and depression. You can also use codes to ensure that you get an exact match. So usually when you don't use codes, Google would treat each word separately. So for example, if you type in light therapy, you would get sources for the word light and you get sources containing the word therapy. So they may be separated, right? But if you enclose light therapy together in quotation marks, then it will ensure that the results that come up would have the exact match for that. So you end up getting more ideal results, and that saves you a little time. So Boolean operators can also be used to have more control over your searches. Usually Google is not case sensitive. However, when using Boolean operators, you must ensure that they're capitalized. So the three main operators are and, or, and not. When using the and operator, it's going to require that both the words or phrases on either side of the operator must be found somewhere in that source. When using the not operator, you can place it in front of a word or phrase that you'd want to exclude from showing up in the search results. You can also add the year to your search in order to get results from a particular year, and they also have sidebar functions, so you can sort based on relevance, based on the date, and they also have other inclusion and exclusion functions. Finding a research paper is one thing, but you must also know how to read through a scientific paper quickly and effectively. So you can start off by skimming through the abstract. At this point, you're becoming familiar with the topic, and you're also trying to find out why they felt the need to conduct the research in the first place. Now, at this point, you will also be able to tell if you should go ahead and do further reading or if it's just not worth your time. Next up, I'd recommend reading the conclusion. Now, this is usually the last paragraph of the discussion, and this is where you can tell if it's relevant to your essay or not. And if it's not relevant, then you should just consider moving on to another paper. After skimming through the abstract and reading the conclusion, you should know by now whether or not this research paper is relevant to your essay topic, and then you can go ahead and read through the method. My next tip is to use a citation generator. Adding citations at the end is the worst. You just spend hours writing a paper. Who wants to be stuck differentiating between MLA and APA? You're already drained and you're so over it. Do yourself a favor and use a citation generator tool. This works for books, websites, articles, and it's quick and easy. You just sit back, relax, and watch your citation words disappear. My final tip is to use a paper writing service. This is by far the easiest way. So you place an order, you upload the necessary files and instructions, and once paid, the company will assign your work to a qualified writer at your academic level who specializes in your subject area. And the best part is that you can get an essay delivered to you in as fast as 3 hours. So the pricing also depends on a number of factors. For example, the service type. So if they're writing a paper from scratch, that would cost more compared to just editing and proofreading a paper that was already written. And the price can also increase based on the academic level, the number of words or the number of pages, as well as the deadline. So a closer deadline, so if you want it today, you want it in that 3 hours, that's gonna cost more than telling them that you'd want it in 3 days. Certain add-ons like a plagiarism report or a cover page can also up the price. The type of academic levels that you'd find on these websites would include high school, college, undergrad, bachelor's, master's, PhDs. The type of papers they write include admission essays, so whether it's a question that was provided to you or if you're just free to choose any topic. They also do argumentative essays, they do case studies, biographies, articles, and more. So I'm gonna put you on to the top 7 best paper writing services. Most of these websites offer coupons, discounts, and even payment plans. So let's get into it. In 7th place, we have EssayBox. At number 6, we have 99 Papers. In 5th place, we have Extra Essay. Up next, we have My Admissions at number 4. At number 3, we have Studied. At number 2, we have Paper Help. And number 1 is wiseessays.com. Their websites are well designed and user friendly with a long list of well seasoned, trustworthy writers. Now you're getting high quality, personalized essays in a matter of hours. Now the links to all the websites will be right below this video, so remember to save them or bookmark them. At the end of the day, writing an essay is still a lot of work, but if you follow these tips, you should be able to do it more quickly without a loss of quality. So remember, you need to get rid of all distractions and create the perfect working environment for yourself. You also need to plan out the time that you have left. You need to conduct research faster using Google Scholar and reading through articles quickly and more efficiently. You also need to use that citation generator, and last but definitely not least, use a paper writing service. Now if you've come this far, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helps, and all the links to the websites will be right below this video. Don't forget to use them.